everyone, Emma with you today, creating a little whimsical world in my art journal, making something nice and quick and for me as my mojo has been a little bit vacant of late. I thought I'd also pick the theme of Michelle Grant Designs gel press this week, and so I dug out my gel press and I wanted to use the new Tim Holtz Salvage Patina colour. I'm mixing it also with a Dilutions colour just to get some variation of it. For some reason, I don't know why, but my gel plate seemed to have a little bit of oil residue on it and it didn't quite work out how I'd wanted. But it was about getting colour onto my art journal card and just to see what came out of it. I added some more of a Dilutions paint and a doily stencil or mask and wanted to see if I could get a good impression on it. So using a scrap piece of card, I did that, but it didn't quite work out how I'd wanted it to. It did create a little bit of texture and interest in the background, but I must have to treat my gel plate and see what's going on with it. As you can see, I've got a variance of 2 different colors on there. I will blend and see what else I can get out of it. It looks a bit meh at the moment, but I'll try and add some stuff to it to create some different layers. So now I'm adding a little bit of Lindy's Magicals on here, again in similar color tones, and just activating it with some water to create some interest. It's got some nice little gold and green tinges to it, so this was really cool. And then I'm going to dry it. I didn't prime my journal page to start with. I probably should have, but I figured it didn't matter. We'd see where it took me, and I just needed to get in there and create. Now I'm using a Lindy's shaker, and again just wanting to add a little bit of variance in colour. This is where the gold really come out, and it's very cool. I really like that. I started to think, no, I could probably work with this. I won't throw it away just yet. So as you can see, because I didn't prime it, it's seeped through, but a bit of gesso over that for another page will be just fine. So you can see there's lots of different shades and shimmers on the page now. Now I'm digging through my stash to get some stamping ideas. I'd already cut out some lotus flowers from the All and Create stamp, which I absolutely have to say is my favourite at the moment. And I thought I'd incorporate that onto my art journal page. So I'm going to stamp with my stamp press directly onto my page. I mean, most of it will get covered. That's not the point. It's about creating layers. So I absolutely, look how beautiful that stamp is. It's just so stunning. I really do love that. Now, I thought I would grab that impasto paste acrylic paint, and I think it's a mint colour. I wanted white, but then I thought white might be too stark. So if I got it in a mint, it would be kind of cool. And I've just added it with a palette knife, just sort of softening some of those different colours and creating an interest for where I can also add some stamps. Now, you can't actually see how there was a difference in the 2 colours by the end of it, which is pretty cool. You've just got those nice tones coming through. I'm now grabbing another All and Create stamp with some visual interest, and it's got a diamond shape to it, which I kind of thought was cool and a bit playful. I also decided to use a Michelle Grant Designs image for my point of interest. Now, normally, you know, she does amazing things with hers on tissue papers and stuff, but I thought I'd use it like an art image and add a bit of colour, which you'll see in a minute. So I'm using now a stamp from, I can't remember who it is. I think it's Carabelle Studio. So just using a pocket of it, there's an eye in it and some script, and so I wanted to focus on that. So this is the image that I ended up choosing. I thought about using the one that's up for the month of June, but It didn't quite have the right vibe for me, so I went with this one from the Seeker collection, and I'm just going to add the smallest amount of colour with some Copic markers. So I'm doing a contrast colour with some pinks, which will just hopefully pop from the page a little bit, and it will add that contrast. Just adding a little bit into the actual colour of the art journal page as well. It didn't really show, but it was kind of a cool idea. And I'm going to also use a green just to colour her eyes, but still complement the background. I kept it really simple because I wanted her to be quite striking with the background, but still grungy. Now the lotus stamp that I cut out, or stamped and cut out earlier, that I wasn't sure what I would use it for, it's come in handy. And I'm just going to colour with the Copic markers some, not all of it, just some of the petals to create that interest. I wanted that black and white with a pop of colour, and I think the pink really actually worked quite well against the patina colour. I think they all started to work really well, so I just started to colour them in. I added a little bit of a peach colour as well, which also went with the pink colours. And then that same green that I used on the girl's eyes, I've just added into the lotus flowers as well, just drawing in some of the lines. So that tied the image to the background with the lotus flowers that I've coloured in. And now I'm just burnishing the edges with some black ink. I'm going to foam tape my image up. I still want to be able to see that really nice big lotus flower off to the side of her face, and managed to do that. So now I'm just gluing in the lotus flowers into position that I wanted, still being able to see that beautiful flower that I've originally stamped on there. Thinking about what I can do with some pens, I grab my Pintor marker and I've just added a sketchy border, just for the fun of it. No art journal page is done without a border. Now with my white pen, I'm just actually drawing in some more diamond shapes as a random mark making. And I'm now going to use my Magicals again, and this time I'm using it to flick. So this will tie in the background to the photo, as well, not a photo, but the drawn image. And I'm flicking some of that greeny coloured Magical onto my picture as well. Just going to heat set it so that we can keep going and it doesn't smudge anything. I think with the stamps and the colour, this image really stood out. I wanted the eye to stand out in my stamping, so I've just gone over it with a bit of black pen and a couple of the other images, a couple of the other sections of the images I've just gone over in pen just to really enhance them. Grabbing my quote from Art by Marlene quote sticker sheet, and this one is where I get my Whimsical World title from. So just doing all the basic art journaling treatments really, and just going with the flow and having a bit of fun with it. Finally, I add a little bit of black ink to my page and it's done. So it was quick, it was easy, it was fun to create and just not have any limitations and just really have some fun with it. Again, I was a bit disappointed about my gel press, but you know what, the overall effect at the end doesn't matter. We got color, we've got shading, and that's the cool thing about it. So I hope that you enjoyed watching it and got a little bit inspired, and I will be hopefully creating some more in my art journal very, very soon. Thanks for joining me. Have an awesome week, everyone. Bye.